And that's what I'm most interested in, is this idea of being able to build a successful product even if you don't get lucky.
Can you introduce yourself in a couple sentences?
Yeah, I'm Justin Jackson. I live in Vernon, British Columbia. And for a lot of years, I was a product manager for software as a service companies and startups. So in Edmonton, Portland, and San Francisco. And then along the way, people kept asking me the same questions over and over again about product marketing. And so I wrote a book called Marketing for Developers that I think has sold 5,000 copies. And I have gone on to build other things too. Like I have something called Tiny Marketing Wins, which is for kind of people that are looking to go from 100 to 1,000 customers. And that's what I'm doing now.
So I think one question I really want to address with Indie Dojo is, like, what makes the difference between a successful product and one that's not successful? And obviously there's lots of factors, but in your experience, like, of all the developers and non-developers you've seen launch products, like, are there any things in common to the ones that were successful?
Yeah. One I've been thinking about a lot lately is choosing the right market. So there's obviously you have to build the right product, but the market you choose has a lot to do with the eventual success you'll have. Market is almost like a multiplier for success. So an example I've been giving a lot lately is Nathan Barry started ConvertKit, which is an email newsletter software program. He started it and he positioned it as email marketing for digital product creators. And it didn't really get any traction. And then he changed the positioning and the market to email marketing for authors. And he thought like an author was like someone like me that has a book like Marketing for Developers that's $39. But most people that call themselves authors are selling books for 99 cents on Kindle. And so again, he didn't get any growth. And then he switched to email marketing for professional bloggers. And a lot of people made fun of him for choosing that market. But what they didn't know is that is an amazing market. You only need to convince one person to give you your credit card, the professional blogger. They have tons and tons of great channels to reach them with. And they're willing to pay money to make money. And email marketing is like the must-have in that group. So it's like, I need a website and I need an email newsletter. And then everything after that is like a sort of nice to have. And so I think market, like choosing the right market is huge. And then I've also just introduced the other key piece, which is you've got to build something that is a must-have as opposed to just maybe I want it, or like you want something in that tier of like, okay, first I need a website, then I need email marketing, then I need, analytics or whatever. You've got to build something in that layer as opposed to something that's a little bit more, it serves a purpose, but it's not something that people are just like hungry to pay for.
So I think what's interesting in your story is that we often think about like the idea and market selection stage as the first stage, but in Nathan's case, like he built the product first and then he adjusted the market. So it's kind of good to know that even if you already have your product, there's still hope. You can still tweak even like small things and readjust the direction without having necessarily to rebuild everything from scratch.
That's right. I think people have success kind of three different ways. One is they just stumble into a lucky market and a lucky product. And unfortunately, I think a lot of the stories we tell are people that just like it was completely accidental. Their success was just completely accidental. The second approach is kind of what Nathan did, which is this like pivot where you're just like kind of try this and try this and try this and try this. And a lot of those fail too. Like a lot of those, they try multiple things and they fail as well. And in Nathan's case, again, maybe it's just survivor bias. Maybe he just made it. I think that's more likely to succeed, especially if you choose something that, like email marketing is just a must-have. Like anyone who's running a business these days needs a website and they need an email newsletter. So he chose a good product category. But I think the third way is I think it is possible to engineer success from the beginning when you choose the right market and then you choose the right product for that market. And I think there's different ways of testing out and validating that kind of demand beforehand. And that's what I'm most interested in, is this idea of being able to build a successful product even if you don't get lucky.